You're bringing down a lot of it. Especially James, you are. Professor James Hall. Come on, you said something. You take so long.
It's going to take 1 minute to say I'm honored to be here. Almost 40 years. 40 years. I'm Morris Park. I think we were in the park. But I knew Father. Right? We were together that night sitting on the side of the school at his life estate. I was with a group that had taken over the state office building site. But I wasn't Professor Small, so you don't really know who I am. So let me tell you who I am. Sure. I'm Al-Haj Amin Shaheed. When Malcolm X got assassinated, I became the imam at age 21 over that month. That's how I knew Allah. I was the OAU's face and home. I was with them that night of Dr. King's assassination, walking through the street, Basil Madison, Tony Spencer, myself, Charlie Langer, Father, Mayor Lindsay, David all of those people, the young men. So I know what the fight is to know how to be God again. See, sometimes we forget what we're supposed to be doing. Why did He bring us the lessons in the first place? Somebody removed you from being God, and He gave you the pathway to become God again, and then exercise your Godhood over this planet. But people are afraid. We were talking about the cowards and the feet. I'm almost 78 now, so I've been at this since a little boy. But I'm just honored to be here because this parliament is one of the most democratic process in the black struggle in America. Because everywhere else, all these organizations, they got a small group of headsmen making decisions, and the people don't have a clue why they're making the decision. You're keeping the parliament and allowing the gods of the earth to make their own decisions is one of the oldest process in the history of the world. So I'm just honored to be here. Yes, I knew the Father. We weren't intimate friends. We were soldiers in a revolution. And so we knew each other in the streets. And yes, I was honored to be with His Spirit that night. And we were sitting there. Nobody knew that the next morning we would get that word that we got when we woke up. But you were demonstrating He knew what time it is. And He knew He had done His work. See how these people control us? They tell you they can kill you. And then they make you afraid to die. The only way out of this body is to die. And no one knows the instance unless you're smart enough to understand the end of your mission. Okay? So, peace, God, peace, earth.
Peace. To the point. Peace.
Let me just mention one other thing, though. I've been to that place in the east called Mecca twice. It is not our home anymore.
Ooh, talk about it.
This is Mecca. Mecca is where you were created.
Whoa.
Peace. 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 My brother.
Is mine
Yes.
from Max. I want to add on from what was being said by my brother, beloved brother, Shabu Allah. I'm part of one of the groups that was being spoke about. And I just want to bring a little more clarity from my perspective and my involvement. Right? One, when we talking about in the name of Allah, that's like a real super big job. Right? That's not like no small undertaking. Because that's dealing with all of us. Right? Not just your individual, what you, your family, you know, and all of that, which is responsibility, and the same mathematics and alphabets and lessons apply with that. Yet, when we talk about the nation as a whole, we talk about a whole lot of other people that was inspired to this in their own what? Way. And what was inspiring to them. And then they embraced it and doing the best of what they can. Now, I've been around for a little bit, so I do have earned the right to say about stuff. Some people, they want to, try to pass a whole, will not judge not, lest he be judge by works and deeds, and all of that there. Okay, that means that you got to be in trouble. If you're going to put that as a means, all right? And just another thing I just want to say. A lot of people talk about what Allah said and don't even know Allah. And I've been saying this for a while, Why not talk about the people that introduced you and how they impacted you? Instead of talking about what Allah said and Allah did when it wasn't there. That's really disingenuous. All right? Yeah, we co-sign it, we let it go, we say, but y'all still carrying that BS along. You wasn't there. You don't know exactly what you said. If you're repeating something that was said, then clarify it in the proper way. Meaning, who told me about what was said? All right? Because we deal with what? Actual facts. All right?
Go to the video.
Well, the video, they can tap and stream.
I'm
They can
telling you,
okay, so God, listen, Shabu, you spoke very well, as you always do. However, I did not interrupt you.
I won't interrupt you.
Thank you. So as I continue, adding on in that the significant contribution is how it touched your life in that person. That's powerful. All right? We all have the litmus test. There are still those amongst us, and they right here in the auditorium now that know more about the cologne or the texture of his hair than the most of us in here. So if we really need to know that, we can go ask them. Stand on what you do, and what you talk about, and what you tell people. All right? For real. We in a wisdom knowledge century. That means the time of the unalike man. Because we go what? According to year, month, and day. So the 21st degree is dealing with the unalike man. Yet he was ever child. And that comes from the A-like man, meaning the 1A. The original. A, Allah. That's what we stand on. Not the year, month, and day of the other equality, which brings me to the only confusion is amongst the confused. The only division is amongst those that is divided. If you one with the one, then no matter what you're working on, you're working on it to show and prove about being one with the one. Meaning 1A, meaning the best of what you can do according to your what? Ability. God-given. This little light of mine, I'm going to make it shine. Chop it up like you want to. That's what it is. Now, concerning the 5 gods that I'm involved with, the other 4, one, let me go back a step. There has been much controversy. It's a little statement. much controversy about allows 5%, some know the nation of God, when it comes to money and doing things. This in-house talk, this family talk here. All right? So we, mixed company. So we don't have to use certain type of words, but we've been mismanaging money for a while as a group. And we have had some great successes. And we have had some, all right? Let's be for real about this here. Right? Grown people, grown folks conversation. We want to do some stuff to help. All right, let's stand on that. Not we want to steal, not we want to get the attention, we want our face on the streaming site or the magazine or whatever that it is. That carpetbagging, glory-seeking type of mentality that exists amongst us. Understand and understood. If you got it, you see it. You don't, you don't. It is what it is. This is about knowledge and understanding, not knowledge and wisdom. Because a lot of folks deal with literal interpretation. If that's all you got, you're missing the boat. For real, for real. You got to deal with understandings, not just knowledge and wisdom. So that's why we have some, differences. So let's stay right in what we're talking about here. So, that presentation, yes, okay, the brother's name was mentioned, we love it, all right? There's some concern because of what happened in the past. It's a wisdom year. We are rooted in a mathematical order, best known, no words, in season, that can stand the check. So where am I going with this? One, we not rocking with nobody that doesn't know the business. Whether it's tying shoelaces, building buildings, inspecting, raising money, whatever that is. We not going by, I know the lessons and I talk real well. We going by, you do this professionally, how you know about this, and what qualifies you to say that I can speak on this particular job, industry, task, whatever. That's one thing. All right, what we deal with. Of course, you must be rooted in these teachings. And in being rooted in these teachings, like how some used to say, we can vouch for you. Or, can you stand a check? What have you been doing over time in relation to this? That's what we want to know. So in other words, the Rudy Proof, the riff-raff, the fly-by-night that was here for 20 years and then went away for another 20, now they back and everybody's supposed to, oh, well, where you been? So happy. That's the keys to the kingdom. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that as far as that group that was before you. Everybody stands a check. And if you can't stand a check, then why are you here? All right? So, what are we talking about in real time? We talking about character, we talking about integrity. That's what we dealing with. So we ain't dealing with tribalism. We not dealing with division. We not dealing with misrepresentation. We dealing with a mathematical order, 1 to 9. So where is the knowledge in it? And rooted to what? We about the young. We about education. So if the common and the greater good for the community, if those 3 ingredients are not present, we not dealing with it. So don't get it messed up and trying to refer to what it is when it goes to the source. So that's why I'm speaking, to let you know how we are working. And yes, we have plenty jobs and plenty things to contribute to, meaning us as a nation. So whatever you pick to support, then you should. Because it's about the militia. It's about volunteerism. It's about much is given, so much is required. So if you don't have a job other than the 18th degree, Maybe you should ask somebody and you can find one. It will help you find one. Because there's a lot of great building going on across the nation and outside the country and people that come in this name. So therefore, the add-on should already be in the front of your mind. Yet we're dealing with a very special location. National headquarters, yes. But before we started saying that, it was something else. To people that are still living here. Safe haven. There was a time when there was no lock on the door. Most of the people that are in here don't know about that. But yet and still they know so much about Allah. Okay. Anyway, as I continue. So, with this here, we not playing about who's who, uncovering what, and it must stand a test. So we're not being duped or fooled or interorientated or given a different language or any of these things that are in our lessons to say could come in front of us when we deal with society of men and a group of men. Right? Does say that, right? And that people had a system, as I mentioned earlier. It's a wisdom, knowledge thing. So everything is behind backwards. We have to be rooted in the knowledge and wisdom to gain the proper understanding. Not the wisdom before the knowledge. So when you talk about that group that made that presentation, they're not dealing with none of that. So everything must go from 1 to 9. And yes, as the God said, there are steps and stages to all of that. And the brother asked a question about the deed and the lease and so forth. That requires people that are in the know, in the know about real estate in the city and the legalities. So therefore, now that we were told by someone that was there with the process, Davidoff, that the city would support a transfer of deed, meaning ownership for us, and with the opportunity to figure out, please understand this, to figure out what we would like to do with the property, if anything at all. And that's why these seats, as they were so graciously provided for us through the principle of 92, need to be filled if you have so much concern about what is going on. Because this is our forum for discussing nation affairs. That group is not doing any decision making to say the nation is doing this. We are fact finding and showing how it can be done and putting everything in step and in place so that when the green light, if it's given, we rockin', baby. We rockin'. Why? Because an upgrade is needed. Though it must be done not just with good intentions as before. It must be done as it's being done now. Right and exact. So that means that if it ain't dealing with no young, wrong answer. If it ain't dealing with education, wrong answer. If it ain't dealing with community improvement, wrong answer. So all of those things are intangible ingredients to the decision making. Did we meet with the deputy mayor office? Yes, we did. And what was the reason why? Because we wanted to reestablish the relationship with the mayor's office that Allah had. And that is what they asked for. We asked for. And that's what we were granted. Are we ready to run down to the mayor's office and say we want this, do this? No, we are not. Because as you can hear, we have already begun to discuss different aspects of what needs to happen. So we're not going in front of no one divided. We are a house together. We just need to draw it all up. Because we got the mathematics. And we're going to put it to the test with the mathematics. Not just the arithmetic, but the mathematics. And if it stands the test, then we move forward. If not, then you humbly step back and understand that this is what runs our Loud House. Mathematical order. Not time and this, that, the, whatever. Universal, so we can talk about any kind of world that the God's been in and probably mastered. But we talking about the education. We talking about 21, 22. And it only could be right and exact. And it can only be about the young. It can only be about education. It can only be about helping the community grow. All that other glory seeking stuff and fresh ideas and all of that kind of stuff, yeah, good. Good with that. For real, for real. Because like I said, it's not just mathematical order, it's also in season. And if you are trying to sow seeds of division, and separation, and we can't get along, and we're not intelligent enough to come to a mature decision that is going to impact generations, then you need to get the step. Because you're not about good equality. You're about bad equality. And that's going to be surface, because we're going to teach above it. We're dealing with supreme mathematics here. So, in closing, I want y'all to understand clearly that no. Whatever happened before with them brothers that was dealing with a particular plan because Beloved had an inroads being an engineer, working for somebody. Now he have his own company with another construction firm. He got a piece. He's the best knower about that. He is not running our meetings. We all have a buy-in with the meeting. And we are not disagreeable, though we disagree. And if we disagree, then that particular issue or thing does not move forward. That's how we are working. Because we dealing with arm, leg, arm, head. And we know that of us five, anyone could take the position. And that's how on the collective, we must view this. So no, because projects are going on in places and there has been success to support that, continue on. Yet when the bugle is blown to say that, boom, put your project up. How much it costs? What's the deal? Who's the reputable firm that came up with the design from your mind and all of this? Put it up there so that we can put them all on the table and say this is this and this is that. And then we make that intelligent decision and say, well damn, we have raised this, we can finance this, we can protect this, and we go forward with this. Not just, oh, we like what they say, he was here, these brothers speak well, they got money, they got influence, oh, blah, 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 blah. No, it's a mathematical order. Excuse me. It's a mathematical order. So therefore, it got to go from knowledge to born, and from the born back to knowledge, for the knowledge of the cipher to add. It's a living science of 1 to 9, though the mathematical application is for everything. So how you going to say this is what needs to happen at Wallah School and not take it through 1 to 9 in all aspects? You want to put bricks on the ground, well, how much the bricks cost and how many? You know, and I'm just saying in a very simplistic way, but yes, that's what must manifest. And when that does, no matter who idea, because it's going to stand up through the mathematical inspection. And then we continue to rock. Yet we must use the people. How are we going to say this brother is in charge of the marketing for a particular thing, and they never even gave a rent party? They ain't collect no money. They don't know how to get nothing out. And never mind the stream or the whatever, connect, social media. They didn't know about handing out flyers. But we say, oh, let them be the marketer. It don't make no sense.
Okay,
I'm sorry. But that's what I'm saying. It don't make no sense because we're not dealing with the best knower. I see the brother looking at me dealing with boxing. So, okay, we want to train young people in boxing. So we're going to get somebody that's a yoga instructor for the first level. I don't think it works like that. This is what I'm trying to say. Let's keep it simple. All all right, and keeping it simple is using mathematics as our litmus test, as should be anyway. Yet I just want to clear all of that up, all right? Ain't no New Jack, no New Wabian, no Kumbaya, and none of that dealing with the 5 brothers that is here. So I'm talking about Hashim, Tamari, Bilal, Black Justice, and Beloved. We ain't on that. All right? We want support. Though we doing it according to a mathematical order. Knowledge the born, A to Z. And we dealing with year, month, and day. Meaning we dealing with the lessons. Meaning that we dealing with reverse polarity. And we ain't manufacturing no devil, no way. Not in this day and time. So please understand who is at the table now a day. Not about the manifestation, of the molecules that we know is living energy, but it's commonly known about people that died. We're not talking about dead people. We talking about the people that is living now and is saying, no, we're not doing that. We're not taking no payoffs. We ain't took no payoffs. And anytime anything moves, we are going to take it from 1 to 9, A to Z. And then probably call somebody and say, well, you know, this has went down. Because yes, we done talked to people older than us that had the knowledge before we did. And told them what we doing. And we're not dealing with no division. We're dealing with respect. And we're dealing that there's a mathematical order to all things in the universe, including the way we do our politics at the dollar. 5%, which some people look at outside in. Always been pot shot. How long you been around? I grew up in this as a child. And couldn't walk out the house and there's 10 others, or my cousin, or my brother, or all this one, we deep already. No, I had to earn it on my own. When the people thought, you crazy. Ain't that the people that one of them got burnt up in the fire? You want to be like them? And I had to earn my way. Green tomato from Massachusetts, coming to New York, coming to Philadelphia. Learning about this. So no one can deny me about this. And the ones that introduced me, they know about the cologne. They know about the hair texture. They know about the eye contact. So I don't get all up into that because they didn't introduce me in that way. Yet, what I know, the Mecca that I know, and those pioneers that, for me, that's the root of this whole thing. And test me on it. But I don't push that. Because it's not necessary. They didn't introduce it like that. So I just want y'all to please clearly understand that this is how it grows. When things happened before and it went down, gotta build it back up. So the young people that is positive and doing so many great things, whether they grands, great grands, or just associate, you gotta let them know that the doors is open. And they may have a program that they can put in here. We got relationships with people again. We need to continue to build that on. Allow school, that's one thing. There's so many other things. All these food deserts, all these educational glitches, these housing issues. That's countrywide. The 5%, the gods, earths, supposed to leave. So we here come to Mecca to renew our history. to get a template. Oh, well, damn, this how they do it. We're going to get the building, this and that. This is what you say to the people. Bum, bum, bum. That's what we're supposed to do. So that we can build up. And as I look over here at Hashim, I want to end with this. Our vision is to see a university, because we have always been universal. So we want to cover all bases, and we want to do this in an inclusive way. So we would never go outside of our cycle. We will always look first and foremost to someone in the nation that have that expertise. And then once that is determined, again, it would be stated, okay, where you doing? And what you doing? Okay, so you know what they call that nowadays? Vetting. You vet somebody. So we ain't just going because they got a pen and they know, or they want to say, yes, well, our law told me, you know, anyway. All right? Hey, listen, I'm a family member. I'm going to keep it raw. Some of y'all might not like it. So what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm here to tell the truth. And we should agree in mind we ain't making no devil. But if there's devils amongst, then shame on him. Because I'm going to tell them what the truth. So let us not get in petty politics. Let us realize that we are in a founder's year. That means a piece with the magnetic. And then we're going in a promise year. So if we are at peace with the magnetic, meaning our common idea about positive growth and development, then let us promise ourselves, going in wisdom, to go into wisdom, understanding, manifesting that power through wise understanding, meaning that we promising now to say we're going to live this out. Whether something gets done or not, we are going to show the collective unity that we can come together and raise money from parts of the country and figure out how stuff needs to go on day-to-day operations, and to bring the young people and the born in back to this to say that we have a job to do when we are doing it. That's our promise going into next year. Because remember what we do. We predict that history and then live it out a year to every mile. Right? Is that what the lesson said? Oh, I got to get up here in this catechism now and just quote it word for word for everybody gets it. No, y'all better get it. You better know it. All right? But yes, that's what we do. This is our culture. So this is what I'm saying. All right? Because Shabu and I, we work together many times to do stuff. All right? And we're going to continue to do that. Though it must be stated, and I'm equality understanding. All right? And I came in when it was kind of cute to me, funny, but the brother said, the golden age of the opposite. I said, what is that? But anyway, that's supposed to be the 70s. And I came in that time. All right? So, as I stated earlier, it was a thing. Okay. It was a thing. You had to show me responsible. It's okay, because I've been going for a minute. It's okay. All right, listen, that's my brother. He let me know something, because y'all know I can get my own with it. So, as I said, all right, the level of responsibility that it was in the time that I came, you had to be sharp. You had to study. You had to know who was around you. You couldn't be afraid to ask questions. You understand? That's a renewal of history. So I just want everyone in the audience to be clearly understood about the integrity of those other 4 men, including myself, that is working on the project. And yes, we will continue to update and do things and move in a manner where everyone is informed. And if it is a situation that is involving, oh, well, damn, this is a nation decision. That is just us fact-finding or meeting with people and getting the confidence and so forth and getting, working out budgets and all that. But that's the thing that is coming back here. Yes. Fine. Peace.
Hey, before we go, 2 things, please. Justice Hakim, that's a word for you. I want to say this, because I spoke earlier. Peace to you, peace to you, peace to you for sitting here, being at peace, listening, and this was a good problem, right? It was a good problem. We want to continue that. We want to continue that. let me say, no, come on, just get up. To be a 5%, and I'm gonna shut up, you gotta have tough skin. Yeah, and with that, peace, God. Hey, when you finish, after he finished, let me go inside the kitchen.
Peace.
Talking about all that good stuff today, except for your health.
I first got down with stuff, the first thing we dealt with was our health.
And that is an issue that somebody's pushing to the background. I don't know why. You know what the devil's doing to us? With this pandemic. He has said that you took that shot, that you're not a human being. Did y'all hear that? That you're a homo, ball, Genesis. That you have no rights as a human being.
We'll make